supposed to be here between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, and it's 8:41. So,
Very few doctors are using billboards.
well, the plastic surgeons do. You know, the laser hair removal people do.
Yeah, the ophthalmologists do.
The ophthalmologists do, sure. How much does a vinyl weigh?
It's heavy.
I know, I'm saying to myself, wow, these guys are gonna be strong as oxes. Oh, that's heavy. If he falls off that ladder, he dies. Just like I wanted it to look. There's the sign, yay! Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
All right, there's the sign.
One more.
Free vasectomies.
You should have a job that you don't consider your work. Like, for me, this is sort of volunteer work, and I happen to get paid. You know, if some guy said to me, hey, now look, here's what I need to have you do. You see that white ball over there? I need you to whack that with this club a bunch of times until it goes into that hole. And then you take it out of that hole, and then you whack it a bunch of more times until it goes. I'd say, wait, stop right there. No, I'm not interested in doing any of that. That's, you know, that's too much like work for me. I get to chat with a guy about the most social and personal issues for 15 minutes, and I get another guy. It's like, whoa, who could have a job like this, right? I mean, even if you're a dentist, you can't talk to anybody because their mouth is open. I'm popping a little lidocaine through your skin here, Chad, with that spray applicator. So 3 kids and 3's enough, huh?
Yeah.
Did you plan on 3, or they just sort of kept on coming?
They kept coming. Yeah, we planned on 2, and then, and then we had an accident on the 3rd.
Why, were you using another form of contraception that failed, or just got a little careless?
Yeah.
A couple of drinks at a Christmas party and something like that?
Something like that. If we had the money, she'd want to have 20 kids.
Is that right?
Oh, yes.
Doesn't she get sick of him being around all the time?
Oh, she's good with them. My wife, you know, we were playing with the kids, and she was like, are you sure? And that's when it's the hardest, when you're playing with, you know, your kids, and they're so wonderful, and you think, what if I could have more? But, you know, we made this decision for a reason. We want to be able to dedicate the attention and resources that we have to the children that we have. And I just think it'd be selfish for us to have more.
Would you put your right hand right on that piece of gauze there, Chad? Yeah, you're just holding that so it doesn't fall on the floor when you stand up.
Hi, it's Dr. Stein's office. I didn't get your name, but you left a message on our recorder about information regarding vasectomy.
My greatest satisfaction comes from preventing unintended pregnancies. You can recycle everything that you can get your hands on for the rest of your life. Every newspaper, magazine, beer can, Coke bottle. But you can't possibly recycle as much as another unintended human will consume. So, you know, 42% of us were the products of unintended pregnancies. I mean, look at that traffic out there. It's not even traffic hour, and they're backed up in the left-hand turn lane. These are the scrotal supports for the weekend. Actually, it's more than for the weekend, because we have to take them in 4 different sizes. Okay, so we have Sarasota, Orlando, Jacksonville, and Ocala. I'll take Jacksonville next. Is that Jacksonville? I was perfectly happy with urology for about 17 years, but you were just serving one patient and maybe one family. What you were doing had no environmental impact at all. It had no social impact at all to speak of. And then it sort of came together that, wait a minute, I'm a urologist. I can prevent unintended pregnancy through vasectomy. I'm really not supposed to put them on the street side of the sidewalk because that's the easement. But around here, they don't seem to take them, so. All right, Richie, 51, 2 kids, 2's enough. Your youngest is 14. Why'd you wait so long? How come we didn't see you here 10 years ago?
Because he was chicken.
Really, chicken. Chicken works. Chicken keeps a lot of guys out. 3, 2, 1. Did you ever think for a while that you might want a third?
No.
So it was
enough.
kind of a conclusion.
We always wanted just 2, and that was it.
I wanted a boy and a girl, and that's what I got.
Is that right?
I come from a big family. Anyway, there's 6 of us, so,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So much for zero population growth, huh?
Yeah.
Dang. And what's your occupation?
I'm unemployed. I drove a truck for a living. Now nobody will hire me because of the heart condition.
For you guys, a vasectomy is a big expense. Why get the vasectomy now? Because you've been told to stop using
No.
No.
contraceptives
just-
or something, or?
She asked me to do it, you know, so.
It's one less thing to worry about.
Yeah,
Accidents happen.
yeah.
Even with protection, accidents happen, so.
You're absolutely right. We see it all the time because we're in the
Mm-hmm.
business. And then I'll give you a little bath so you look presentable on the way home in case you get stopped or anything, and then we'll.
Hey, my mother
Head
told me
on your
always
way.
wear clean underwear.
Here. Now you can let the scrotal support take over so those jewels aren't flopping all over Indian River County here, and you can get dressed.
You're lucky I love you, honey.
Could this planet support more than 8 billion people? Sure it could. Could it support 12 billion people? Probably could. But it can't really support 12 billion people as well as biodiversity. I think vasectomy is win-win-win for the people, for the societies, for nature. People in an area about the size of the state of New Mexico. See all these young people getting off this? They're all gonna be ready to go. I think they're out of control in terms of just people. You know, you just look at the number of children here. Is there any chance we could do vasectomies in this place? Ramon, we could do this. We could do this. This is fine.
Juanita can get some tables for us.
You know, we could put these 3 tables like this, but this would demonstrate the portability of vasectomy, you know, to bring it to right where it's needed the most. What greater gift to future generations than to limit their numbers? Do you have 2% lidocaine and 0.5% bupivacaine, or just lidocaine?
2% lidocaine.
Here's scrotal supports in case the guy's so well hung we don't want him to just have a Band-Aid. I'd like to do more than 200.
Yeah, 121.
I mean, as a group. I mean, personally, I'd like to do 100. Personally, and then if he does 100, that's 200. And who's this?
Nicholas Herrera.
Nicholas. Pleased to meet you there, Nicholas. So let's see. You have 7 children. The youngest is 30, and the oldest is 30, and the youngest is 5. All with the same partner?
Yeah.
Aha! Wow. Nicholas, when I do this, it feels a little like a snap, okay? Was she taking birth control for all those years? Was she using pills or something?
No, only calendar.
Just calendar. Wow. The rhythm method, we call that. Sometimes it doesn't work. I really think I've empowered him to pursue his career and not be overwhelmed with overhead.
Thank you.
Congratulations, thank you.
Ang di-promise ko na bitaw na sa Saralena 300 para na Christmas.
He's offered $20 to each patient.
Thanks for coming.
They don't work, they don't get paid. And so this is an income replacement and transportation coverage for them. So we have a little bit to learn about, because we might have had a fellow pass out. Sometimes they get a little lightheaded after their vasectomies.
Check his blood pressure.
BP. Balik ko BP. Para to.
Well, I see this in my office about 1 out of 100 cases. But we're ready for them. You know, we see that the guy is a little bit pale and that he's about, have a seat right there, and then you give him a Mountain Dew or a Dr. Pepper, but that's very common. Given my experience with billboards in Florida, we put up some billboards in the Philippines along major thoroughfares. Who would know that an American vasectomy mission was taking place at Sacred Heart Hospital unless people knew about it? I can almost identify the board from the picture that I still have on my computer. It was one on the left, where it says Sacred Heart Hospital.
The vacant one down there.
Where's the billboard? I don't think I believe that. How would you get a board down from there? How would anybody without special equipment put up or remove a vinyl from that spot? How could we pay for a service and then the service be slipped right out from under us?
This is the marketing director. My first time to see.
I'm Dr. Stein.
And Dr. Stein.
Dr. Suarez.
Dr. Suarez.
I've been using outdoor advertising for a long time.
Okay.
And I guess I looked at this structure and said, I can't imagine someone being able to take a heavy tarpaulin off that structure without some special equipment. I guess I started to wonder, who could take a big tarpaulin off a structure like that except someone who had put tarpaulins up or down in the past?
No, actually, sir, we installed that, and then we don't know who pulled out that one. Only our lot owner advised us that from the mayor's office pulled out the tarpaulin. So this is our proof that we really installed the tarpaulin.
Okay, so the mayor's people pulled it down. Have you ever had this happen in the past?
This is our first time, sir, that they pulled out this one. This one, they did not put. We are the one who's we did it. We did the rolling down of this.
And what made you think that the people in Cebu would be opposed to our providing this service?
Office of the mayor advised them to pull out because against Catholic religion. This word vasectomy.
Yes?
It's a very big word.
It's a very good word for the Catholic.
Very for the Catholic.
I see. So you really don't have freedom of expression.
Here, sir, in our country, in the Philippines, vasectomy, anything related to reproductive health or something is really a big issue here.
But this is an English word, and it's not obscene. It's not a swear word. It is a procedure like, I don't know,
But still, sir, we are the advertiser. We still have the responsibility.
I have had numerous billboards up in the United States. In my office, I don't think we've ever gotten one objection from a quote-unquote devout Catholic.
Now you know how the democracy in the Philippines work.
We provide family planning service.
Yeah, I know.
and we provide vasectomy services.
That's right. Why advertise that thing?
You provide information, Father.
I know.
Every morning
yeah,
you provide,
but
every Sunday morning you provide information.
That's right. Any contraceptive precisely hinders the meeting of the ovum and the semen for life. That is the main objection we have. Since when has Christianity been an easy way of life?
I don't know. So you would be in favor of legislation that actually outlaws any form of family planning?
A country that approves contraception eventually approves abortion and eventually approves euthanasia because they run along the same continuum.
There's an expression in our society that's called fear tactics. We have had family planning in the United States for a long time, and we have no euthanasia.
Reproduction is a work of man. Man and woman make love, etc. They make it. But we say, no, we should insist on procreation because God has to enter into the picture.
But do you think that there is a limit to the comfortable carrying capacity of this planet?
We say this again and again. There is no such thing as overpopulation in the Philippines. Look around sa Cebu. If there are not many areas which are not populated at all.
Swim. Little tadpoles, about 60 to 100 million of them every time you have sexual activity. And you know how many sperms get to fertilization? One. Out of that 60 million, there's only one. So we are not chance. And this is very simple. Don't believe these other people who would say, oh, natural family planning, so difficult. It's not difficult once you know it. Stays with you. You can use this thing until you are in menopause. Okay? Nature, right? Nature, nice. See, so our natural family planning is nature. The body of the woman is like a farm, all right? What chance will the seed have if it is planted and there is rain? It will grow, right? When you are wet, you are fertile. Chance of being pregnant. Do you know when you are wet? I know that you feel that you're just ashamed to say it, right? Yeah, okay. There is little wet, medium wet, very wet. Very wet, very good chance of getting pregnant. You have to evaluate what kind of mucus you have every day to determine whether you are fertile or not. You use your will, your intelligence, you can pinpoint when this happens. You don't have to use any drugs, okay? You use drugs every day of your life just so you won't get pregnant in these 2 to 3 days? That's really dumb, di ba? Stupid, yun na, oy. Okay.
I'm just a word type of person. I would object to the use of natural because I don't think it's natural for a woman to stifle her desire to have sex when she is in the middle of her cycle and she wants to have sex the most.
Is it natural to use hormones to prevent birth?
Is it natural? Is it natural to take a medicine to keep my blood pressure down? If God wants my blood pressure to be high, let it be high. These couples are eventually going to reach the point where if the wand of infertility touched them, they feel comfortable with the number of children that they've already had.
Use natural for 18
Do we have any studies to suggest that that natural will prevent them from getting into that overly burdensome 5th, 6th, or 7th child?
People who are born, okay, they are not just kind of receiving food. People who are born will also be producers. So don't think that if you have a lot of babies, okay, more mouths to feed. That's not exactly true. They are producers too.
Yes, but if your population growth rate is 5 children per woman, especially among the lower socioeconomic groups, then the government simply doesn't have the resources to keep up with that much. The taxpayers don't generate that kind of tax base.
Okay, we Catholics do not consider children as a burden, okay? It's not a burden.
It's not a burden if you let them wander around in the garbage dump. They're not any burden to me at all. Go out and find your own garbage. That's no burden, right? They're wonderful.
I mean, your mind is just through the dumps, you know. You have seen so many dumps. That's not all people there are unhappy. Do you see that?
Yes, I do. I do.
I see a lot of unhappy people in America with 1, 2 kids, divorce and all that. Why won't you look and see why are these people happy? Because they have love, okay? They are poor, but they have love.
Ramil, pleased to meet you, numero uno. I have heard that 2 buses have arrived with 40 patients apiece. We'll meet the challenge.
Tangan niya, gamay kayong lungag. Dako-dako lang sa mga rios. Okay, a little puncture. Anya na ang instrumento, kuhaon niya ang vase. You pull out the vase. Kaya uban, yung mga human kong vasectomy, I will not have any more erection. Kana mga sulti na dili na mao, ha?
Are you guys seeing okay? You can come closer. Well, I'm going to do 3 things to this vase. I'm going to cauterize it and divide it and separate the ends. I don't know how many I've done. I know that we're up to number 88. We still have another 30 to go, right? Sure you don't want me to do another one here? I don't want to keep him here all night. Why don't you grab another guy? Okay, Gilbert, all set. I think we're good. What final word is there after you've done 107? I'd keep going if I didn't have a flight tonight. In the Philippines, one guy had a really, really fat penis because he had been injecting himself with, it wasn't a silicone something, it was a liquid commonly available.
To make himself bigger?
Yeah, it causes fibrosis of the tissue. And he had this kind of, it looked like pretty nasty looking penis, but it was thick. And he said that it was a hit.
Ew, wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty nasty looking thing.
When we were 22 and 23, I was 22, you were 23.
Mere babes.
Even then,
wow.
You were concerned about population.
Which is odd because I think I voted for Reagan.
Because you always liked nature, and you always had a respect for, as much of a respect for nature or more than
the average person, maybe.
Yeah, why did you
the downside of being his wife is he's so, you know.
So I don't throw things away.
I can be taking a shower and he'll just come in and turn all the lights off.
No!
I haven't done that for a long time because I made a big fuss. And when Allison and Curtis were going to school, we always had to arrange carpooling, even though some of the other mothers didn't want to share our children in their car.
Yeah.
This is getting worse. I was a dictator. She's a really good wife for putting up with all that.
There were times when it was difficult. We had to try and encourage other people to have Doug's views just so we could
No,
get
but at
by.
the same time, it's all good things. I mean, it's a very small price to pay for not having such a big carbon footprint.
You felt that just being here, that you were destroying the planet. You were one of the largest carnivores to ever roam the planet.
Well, yeah, and I guess sometimes I still feel like that, but if I'm working, I can't do this. I don't know. As long as I'm working towards helping the situation, then
You alleviate your own, the guilt of your own existence.
my own guilt, yeah.
Yeah, but you were an intended pregnancy. You were, you're the apple of our eye and, a wonderful thing. So it's, how could you say that?
You have to be careful what you say when you say things to your children.
Okay, let's hope the car starts. I'm sure that I haven't been as good a dad as many other fathers are, just given my preoccupation with my occupation. I don't know. Maybe I'm a victim of my occupation, but I created it. It didn't create me. Ticking on Haiti. That doesn't mean it's going to dissolve. Haiti's been in kind of a fix for a long time. But it's not getting better with more people. Right? It's only getting worse with more people, it seems to me. Is there a country where the population is just growing furiously and it's prospering like crazy? See you again. Thank you for seeing our whole entourage here.
Okay, go.
We learn a lot in the Philippines, and we're hoping that some of the things we learn in the Philippines can be applied to Haiti. We were offering $20 to cover their transportation and their day lost from work, etc., and they came by the busload. When we tell men that they are, eligible for this compensation, it sort of sweetens the pie.
I think I'm quite sure we can have some success with that, giving incentives if we organize the program very well.
I agree with you 100%. That's the ideal. Is that ideal likely to come about in the foreseeable future? I mean, is it likely to come about when Haiti has 10 million people, or 12 million people, or 15 million people?
In Haiti, if you give $20 to someone who doesn't have anything to eat to have vasectomy, you must be sure that the people understand very well what they are doing.
But do we have to be sure that we also don't give him the bad advice that it's okay to have that 6th or 7th child? That might be a worse mistake than having a vasectomy. He may not be able to afford the child. He may not be able to educate the child. The mother of the child may die in the process of childbirth. I think I'm right when I say that the biggest source of mortality among Haitian women from age 15 to 35 is pregnancy and childbirth. Why are we so careful to advise people about the risks of getting a vasectomy?
It's a question of ethics, not, to pay someone to have any kind of family planning.
Okay.
Nan mene sa an ti moman si nou gen nan a fe an kou d'œil sou li. Sa le vasectomy. Yo fel pou garçon. Ça c'est pénis, ça c'est testicule. Si deux petits fils ça ou pas là, yo pas croiser sous pénis d'abord ici à là. Pour féconder li, ou mettre persex juste pour le guindon pas faire petit.
Ouais, donc.
Yeah.
Mais vasectomie, il va pas aucun problème sur l'endurance, monsieur.
Ou plus ou gain plus endurance qu'on a pas sous pas gain qui fait mal, ou pas gain qui sauter qu'on a ko pas gain petit qu'on a là. Ou connaît si ou pas te contrôler si mon aux États-Unis tap dans misère même j'en connais ici à tout. Parce que depuis gain quantité de timon ou pas ka yo chaque pas ka gain chambre pour coucher. Yo pas ka manger bien le matin. Yo pas ka l'école, yo tout tourner bon ou son homme qui dans misère dans tracas. Il mieux que garçon au fait vasectomie.
Hi, how are you?
Toto, how are you?
Hi,
good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Do we still have some work to do?
You will have maybe 2 or 3 more
Okay.
vasectomies, and I have maybe 2 or 3 more tubal ligation.
And we'll give him a little countdown here. 3, 2, 1 in Spanish.
I'm going to perform the tubal ligation. She is 41, and she really need that for the oral.
Does she and her husband know about vasectomy? Do they know about vasectomy?
She knows, but the man refused to have a vasectomy. Katiana m'a posé mes sous qu'on y a dans nos papas petit avec l'Esprit Saint. C'est vous Jésus-Christ sauveur nous, assistez nous par présence dans le moment ça. Nous demandez vous le délivrer en bas toute maladie vous êtes capable de gagner un corps avec dans l'esprit. Amen.
Okay. Vasectomy is more simple. You don't have to go to the abdominal cavity.
But men are afraid to lose their libido. That's why most of the time they refuse to come. And it will take time because we need to educate men all the time.
Tubal ligation is more popular than vasectomy. Worldwide,
worldwide?
Yeah, not just in Haiti or in the US or...
Même m'brad on y a planifié. On y a plan ton plan?
Ouais.
Vasectomy has been the slowest.
Yes.
That's been the one that would hang back, and we didn't really feel that we had done some, but we had not moved forward with that program. It's gone slow here.
What we learned today is that education is important, but they have to want the education.
That's right.
When Amos goes out into the street to a bunch of men who are idle and says, come this way to learn about family planning, and nobody comes.
That's right.
What are you going to do?
What are you recommending?
I'm recommending that we sweeten the pie for them, that we say, we need to come in here and listen to this, and we'll offer you a free meal at one level. At another level, we've done it in the Philippines, we cover their transportation costs. We cover their time lost from work. Some people call those incentives, but that's a word that's frowned upon.
Right.
But it's income replacement. If we don't have that, we're not going to get the patients. And we just proved that today. He was out on the street and nobody is interested.
You know, I've been here almost 60 years, and that I've seen change, but you don't see it all at once. In fact, it's coming along and you don't even know it's going on. When you get down and you look back, you say, yes, it changed, and it will change. But we need a lot of talking, presenting.
Do we have people with enough energy to do that without results? We get results in the Philippines. It's simple.
Well, that's great.
The change in the Philippines can
but
happen.
we need help in Haiti.
You can have it. Allow us to give incentives. I believe that we're all just mixtures of chemicals and chemical reactions. And it makes sense man to be sexually driven throughout his life because he doesn't pay the price for a pregnancy. You know, a caveman who gets a cave woman pregnant doesn't have to worry about risks of pregnancy. It's her who has to worry about the risks.
Nous remarquons que les gens qui ont plus de moyens, ils ont moins de petits. Les gens qui n'ont pas de moyens, c'est eux-mêmes qui ont plus de petits.
Nous, mes amis, vous nous pas faire pile petit. Moi, lui, on va besoin faire ça pour parce que je l'aime pas gosse, je l'aime pas gosse. Nous pas qu'on est dégagé.
Ah, certificat balou. Ou pas payer 5 cobs.
Qui bon?
Je parle de présence là qu'on y a. Soit aller qu'on y a là, ou après après-midi, ou venir. Si c'est mon l'argent motocyclette ou pas gagner, on met pour motocyclette aller, ou après ma l'argent motocyclette pour retourner venir là.
Ça sont normal. Yeah.
Let's go, man. C'est pas pour ça, bah,
moi-même ni.
Arrêtez, Michel. Okay. C'est lui m'a payé.
When we get there, we'll give them the money.
On va la caille, moi. Allez côté citerne de l'eau à présence là. L'autre une basse caserne là.
I don't know how many guys we have now. We just have 2 drivers and maybe we have 5 now.
Yeah, it's about 5.
Now remember, we're going and we don't even know what our facilities are. We don't even know if we have an operating table in a place that's is a little bit of a gamble here on our part. Push that one down. Well, what I was thinking of setting up 5 trays, stacking up 5 trays so we can go fast without having to reload, or do you want to just do 1 tray at a time? Okay. And what else do we need on here, Ramon? Open a Band-Aid onto there and a fenestrated drape, and we'll be about ready to go for the first demo. You want money now? Take what I've got here, take this, and then take another 100, and you figure it out. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. No, pas gagner option.
Imagine me forgetting these.
You have to cancel.
I'd have to cancel.
Yeah.
I'll take the ring clamp, Ramon. All right, I think we have a pretty perfect vasectomy here. It's finished. Fini. We're ready for our next patient. Is this our next patient, John? Toto, would you ask him how many children he has? 7 children?
Qui ça qui fait ou prend décision ça?
Décision prend pour ça. C'est des skis moi presque pas aider ou d'abord.
Thank him for sharing his life story with us. Tell him that thank you for telling us, because the more we know about the people here, the better we'll be able to serve them.
Et si vous voulez lever charge, vous voulez là-dedans, faire n'importe qui travail, vous ne pouvez rien.
Mettre les sacs, mettre le fouché.
Même si on te compte faire, continuez à faire votre vendredi, demain, ok, histoire. On va échanger la poste en face. Bonne route.
Here we have Fabi. Today he's so determined to have a vasectomy. He told me earlier, even if he had to stay in bed for 3 years after the vasectomy, he would do it anyway.
Toto, ask him how many children he has.
26.
26. He got 26 kids.
Oh, my. Okay. What's the secret to his charm?
He's a man.
That's all? All it takes is maleness, huh?
You will be surprised that there are motorcycles and motorcycles coming to drop people for vasectomy.
Right now?
Yeah. and they want to know when is your next trip here.
Oh, wow. Nothing like putting the pressure on, huh? I have never done a vasectomy with this limited amount of light. Ramon, if you turn on your light also, I'll be able to see those instruments a little bit better, and we'll get a slightly different lighting situation here. We have done more vasectomies than have been done in Haiti in the last year. Okay, so we leave operating suite number 1. So whoever found this pad, I wasn't expecting a nice foam pad here, but this wasn't a bad place. In fact, maybe one of us could stay here tonight. Okay, and there's the charts right there. 15 men done in Plaisance, Haiti. Whenever I've been away and I come back to the suburban sprawl and the big houses and the highways full of big cars, I'm reminded that this is the most important place to do vasectomies. Americans are among the most consumptive and waste-productive individuals in the world. On your right side, this will feel like a snap. 3, 2, 1. Have you ever caused a pregnancy, Sean?
No.
Have you ever known a friend who was involved in a pregnancy that was unintended?
Yes. The entire pregnancy thing, you have no control over it.
Well, that's right. The guy has no control.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the girl still has a choice.
It seems like you're supposed to do certain things in your life, right? You're supposed to graduate high school, go to college, find a girl, get married, have kids, save for retirement. And anything that isn't in that plan is wrong or not right.
Remember that Sean can tattoo his body, and he can get a piercing, and he can drive a lethal weapon, and he can mess up his liver with alcohol or his lungs with cigarettes. He can go to a foreign country and risk losing an arm or a leg. Why can't he get a, why shouldn't he be able to get a vasectomy?
Mm-hmm. Amen.
We are fighting against an extremely natural process. It sort of carries an inevitable failure when it's challenged with 4 billion years of the one objective of evolution, which is to reproduce. So did we really make a dent in it? I don't know, but we're not going to give up. Hi, this is Dr. Doug Stein. Is this Zach? Hey, Zach, I'm just calling to make sure everything's going okay after the appointment yesterday.